Hello everyone, welcome back. So, this video is regarding the final word problems that you can tackle that will come across while solving quadratic equations. Okay, so till now we have seen that there are different methods of solving a quadratic equation, maybe factorization method, maybe completing square method, or maybe using quadratic formulas. So, whatever we have studied till now that are used to solve quadratic equations. But now the question is, there may be a possibility that you may not get a quadratic equation directly to solve. It may be given in the form of any word problem or any statement. From that statement, you have to first of all find your quadratic equation, and then you have to apply different approaches to solve your quadratic equations. So basically the main aim behind this video is to tell you how to approach questions, how to approach word problems related to quadratic equations. Okay, so see, there is no specific set of formulas that you can directly apply for getting the quadratic equation. In every word problem, basically you need to read it carefully. Okay, the main problem that the students face while solving a word problem is that they are not able to convert the word statement into mathematical statement. Okay, so once you are able to do this carefully, then it will be easy for you to solve it. But the question is, how will you do it? See, for that, what you can do is that first of all, read the problem very carefully. Okay, read the problem very carefully. After reading it, whatever unknowns are there, okay, whatever unknowns you see in the equation, assign it some variables. Okay, assign some variables to it. Okay, whatever unknowns in the question, maybe one unknown, maybe two unknown, whatever unknowns are there, just assign some variables to that. Now again reread the question, okay, keeping the variables in mind. Okay, now reread the question keeping the variables in mind, and then slowly try to convert that English statement into mathematical format. Okay, once you are able to do it, then the question will be easy. You will get your quadratic equation, which you know how to solve it. Okay, so in this video I'll give you some few set of questions, and then I'll tell you how to approach such questions, and then you can get your quadratic equation, and from which you can solve it further. First example, for example, let us see this question. It is given that the sum of two numbers is 15 and the sum of their reciprocals is 3 by 10. So the question is find the numbers. Okay, so as I told you, first of all assign unknowns as the variables. Here the unknowns are the two numbers. Let us say that the numbers are x and y. Now reread the question. The sum of two numbers is 15. Okay, now our numbers are x and y. So the first statement, if I'll try to convert that into mathematical statement, I can write that x plus y is 15. Correct? Absolutely fine. That is sum of the two numbers was 15. Our numbers according to our assumption are x and y. So the sum of both the numbers is equal to 15. Okay. So x and y is 15. From this I can write that y is equal to 15 minus x. That my another number is nothing. I will get that when I'll subtract x from 15. Now the second statement says that sum of their reciprocals is 3 by 10. So what will be the reciprocal? The reciprocal x will be 1 by x, reciprocal of y will be 1 by y. Sum of their reciprocals is 3 by 10. Okay. Now what will I do? I will substitute the value of y as 15 minus x from the first statement. Okay. So what will I get? 1 by 15 minus x plus 1 by x is equal to 3 by 10. So here now the main part of the question is done. Now you converted the whole problem into a simple quadratic equation. Now next part, you already know how to solve it. Let me make this in quadratic form. Let us take the LCM. LCM will be x into 15 minus x. In the numerator you'll have 15 minus x plus of x equals to 3 by 10. Plus x minus x cancelled. Okay, so finally I'll get 15 by x into 15 minus x is equal to 3 by 10. This will cancel, 3 5s are 15. So after this I'll cross multiply, so I'll have 5 into 10, that is 50, is equal to x into 15 minus x. From this I'll have 50 is equal to 15x minus of x square. After rearranging the terms, my quadratic equation will become x square minus 15x plus of 50 equals to 0. So finally we've got our quadratic equation. From this you know how to find the value of x. Either you can use factorization, either you can use quadratic formula and find the values. Once you get x, you can find y. This, after this solving part, I'll leave it upon you. You can solve it and find the solution. Okay, now let us move on to second problem. Second problem says that a train travels 360 kilometers at a uniform speed. Okay, a train travels 360 kilometers at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 kilometer per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. Okay, try to understand the question. If the speed had been 5 kilometer per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. Find the speed of the train. Okay, so what is the unknown here? Speed of the train. Okay, so let me take this as some value s kilometers per hour. Okay, can you see any other unknown in this question? If the speed had been 5 kilometer per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less. So there is something about time. So let us assume that the speed is s kilometers per hour and the time taken to travel 360 kilometers is t hours. Okay, so I have two unknowns, s and t. Now reread the question and try to formulate a mathematical equation based on that. Okay, a train travels 360 kilometers, so my distance is 360 kilometers, and you know distance is equal to speed into time. It would have, okay, so first, in the first case my speed was s and time is t, so this is my first equation. Oh, I got my first equation. What is that? S into t, that is speed into time, is equal to 360. Okay, nothing difficult, first equation. Now reread the second statement. If the speed had been 5 kilometer per hour more, okay, what is our speed? S. If it was 5 kilometer per hour more, so what is my new speed? S plus 5. Okay, it would have taken 1 hour less. So time taken is 1 hour less. Time taken initially was t hours, so time taken is 1 hour less than that, t minus 1. The product of that is equal to, for the same journey, the distance travel is still the same, so the product of the new speed and the new time is still equal to 360 kilometers. So this is my second equation. Okay, so now you have both equations, you can easily solve it. Let us multiply this and see what do we get. S into t is st minus of s plus of 5t minus of 5 is equal to 360. The value of st is 360 from the first equation, which I'll substitute here. 360 minus s plus of 5t. Okay, instead of t, from this can I write that t is nothing but 360 upon s. I can take this here. When it will come in the RHS, it will come as a division, so t will be equal to 360 by s, so that value I will substitute here. 360 by s minus of 5 is equal to 360. This 360 and this 360 cancel each other. Okay, so now I have minus of s plus of 1800 by s minus of 5 is equal to 0. Let us take the LCM. So this becomes minus of s square plus of 1800 minus of 5s whole divided by s equals to 0. Anyways, when you'll cross multiply, this will turn out to be 0. After rearranging the terms, I got s square plus of 5s minus of 1800 equals to 0. So this is your quadratic equation in speed. Now you know how to solve it. You can apply quadratic formula, factorization or any method and solve this, and from here you can calculate the speed of the train in kilometers per hour. After this I leave it upon you how to solve it, because I know that you can solve after this. Okay, so now let us see the third question based on quadratic. You see what it says. 7 years ago, Varun's age was 5 times the square of Swati's age. Okay, 7 years ago, Varun's age was 5 times the square of Swati's age. 3 years hence, Swati's age will be 2/5 of Varun's age. So question is, find their present ages. Okay, I'll again read the question for you. 7 years ago, Varun's age was 5 times the square of Swati's age. 3 years hence, Swati's age will be 2/5 of Varun's age. So find their present ages. Okay, So how will we approach this question? See, let us assume that 7 years before, okay, let us take the scenario that was 7 years before, okay, Varun's age be X and Swati's age be Y, X years and Y years. Okay, let us assume these as the variables. Okay, our main target is what? Find their present ages. Okay, so I assume that initially 7 years before, Varun's age was X years and Swati's age was Y years. Now it is given that 7 years ago Varun's age was 5 times the square of Swati's age. Okay, so can I write Varun's age, that is X, is equal to 5 times Swati's age square, that is X equals to 5 square. Okay, this is my first equation that I got. Okay, now let us let us see after 7 years, that is present ages. Okay, so what will be Varun's present age? X plus 7. Okay, and what will be Swati's present age? Y plus 7. Correct. Now the second statement says that 3 years hence. Okay, so from the present age we have to go 3 years more. Okay, so after 3 years, okay, after 3 years, what will be Varun's age? This was the present age, so I will add 3 to that. So this becomes X plus 10 years. And what will be Swati's age after 3 years? Y plus 7 and again plus 3, that is Y plus 10 years. Okay, so now the relation between their ages, 3 years after 3 years, is given as 3 years since Swati's age will be 2/5 of Varun's age. Okay, Swati's age will be 2/5 of Varun's age, that is I can write Swati's age, that is Y plus 10, is 2 by 5th of Varun's age, and Varun's age is X plus 10. So this is the relation, my second relation. Okay, now I'll use my first and second relation to get the values. Now see, what do I have now? Okay, so from here I can say that X equals to 5y square. So that value I will substitute here. I'll write Y plus 10 is equal to 2 by 5, and instead of X I will substitute 5y square. 5y square plus of 10. Now let us cross multiply. So I'll have 5y plus of 50 equals to 10y square plus of 20. Correct? I multiplied this in RHS, so I got 5y plus 50, and 2 multiplied by the given equation gives me 10y square plus of 20. After rearranging the terms, what will I have? 10y square. Okay, I'll take both of these terms to RHS, minus of 5y minus of 50 plus of 20 equals to 0. So finally I have 10y square minus of 5y minus of 30 equals to 0. I can take out 5 common from this. So I got 2y square minus of y minus of 6 equals to 0. This is my quadratic equation. After this, again you know how to solve, and you can easily solve it after this and find y. Once you know y, you know x and y, how they are related, and so you can find x also. Okay, now let us see the fourth problem of the same type. Okay, so in this problem it is said that the area of an isosceles triangle is 60 centimeter square. Okay, the area of an isosceles triangle, you know that in an isosceles triangle two sides are equal. Okay, so this is an approximate figure. Let the triangle be ABC. Okay, and let this be the height. Okay, so this is point M, this side is equal to this side, and the area of isosceles triangle, this area of this triangle is given as 60 centimeter square, and the length of each of its equal sides is 13. So this side is 13 centimeter, this side is 30 centimeters. Find its base. So we need to calculate the base. So base is unknown. So you know that the height in an isosceles triangle divides the base into two equal parts. Okay, so let this part be x, so this part will also be x, so the total length of the base became 2x. Okay, now see this triangle ABM. In triangle ABM, is it a right angle triangle? Yes, it is. It is a right angled triangle, right angled at M. Okay, so I can apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so if I apply Pythagoras theorem, what will I have? I'll get 13 square is equal to x square plus of am square. Am is nothing but the height of this triangle. So from here I can say that am is equal to 13 square minus of x square under root. Okay, so now I know the height of the triangle in terms of its base. Now you know that area is given as half into base into height, and which is equal to 60. I will substitute the values. I'll get half into base is 2x and height is under root of 13 square minus of x square, and this value is equal to 60. Okay, now see, after solving this 2 and 2 got cancelled, so I have x into under root of 13 square minus x square is equal to 60. Now I have to remove this root, so I will square both the sides. When I'll square, what will I get? X square into 13 square minus x square is equal to 3600. Let me multiply this. 13 square is 169, so 169 x square minus of x to the power of 4 is equal to 3600. So finally I can write, after rearranging the terms, x to the power 4 minus of 169 x square plus of 3600 is equal to 0. Correct? I made both of this term come to the RHS. So x to the power 4 minus of 169 x square plus 3600 is equal to 0. So my first question, is this a quadratic? No, this is not a quadratic because the power, the degree is 4 here. Then how can we apply the formula of quadratic equation in this? See, you may get such questions, such expressions, such equations in your exam. Then how will you apply quadratic formula? See, in such questions, take x square as some another variable a. Okay, now if x square is a, so this implies x to the power 4 is a square. Now substitute this value of a in the given equation. So x to the power 4 becomes a square minus of 169 x square becomes a plus of 3600 equals to 0. Now is this a quadratic in a? Yes, it is. From here you can find the value of a. Once you know a, now a is nothing but equal to x square. So once you know a, you can find x square. Once you know x square, you can find x, and hence you can get the solution. Okay, always remember that in such questions, try to eliminate negative values. Okay, because you know that the length of the triangle can never be negative. So whenever you are getting a solution, try to eliminate the negative values and only consider the positive ones. Okay, so you understood this approach. We took x square as a, so x to the power 4 become a square. So I changed this biquadratic to a quadratic equation. Okay, so this becomes a square minus 169a plus 3600 is equal to 0. From here I can find a. Once you know a, you know that a is equal to x square. So from here you can find x, and hence you can solve the question. So we'll see one last problem in the word problems, and let us see how to approach this question. A shopkeeper buys a number of books for rupees 80. Okay, so total amount that he is spending is rupees 80 by for purchasing number of books. So first unknown I can see from here only, buys number of books. Okay, so let the number of books he purchased be n. Okay, number of books that he purchased be equal to n. Okay, and if he had bought 4 more books for the same amount, each book would have cost rupees 1 less. Now there is one more unknown, price of each book, that is the unit price of the book. So I'll assume that price per book is rupees y. Okay, price per book, the price of one book is rupees y. So now reread the question. A shopkeeper buys a number of books for rupees 80. Okay, so if I will multiply number of books into price per book, I'll get the total amount, that is 80. So this is my first equation, and into y is equal to 80. Now second statement says that if we had bought 4 more books, so new number of books becomes n plus 4. Okay, for the same amount each book would have cost rupees 1 less. So what is the new unit price? Y minus 1, and again the multiplication of this will give me rupees 80 because he is spending the same amount. So this n plus 4 into y minus 1 is equal to 80. This is my second equation. So let us solve this and see what are we getting. N into y, ny minus of n plus 4y minus of 4 is equal to 80. Correct? So I know the value of ny from equation 1 is 80. Let me substitute that. Minus of n plus 4. Now from this I can say that y is equal to 80 by n. That value I will substitute here. Okay, instead of y I will substitute 80 by n minus of 4 is equal to 80. Now this 80 and this 80 got cancelled. So remaining is minus of n plus of 320 by n minus of 4 is equal to 0. Let me simplify this. Let me take the LCM. So what do you get? N minus of n square plus of 320 minus of 4n is equal to 0. So finally my quadratic equation becomes n square plus of 4n minus of 320 equals to 0. This is our quadratic equation. You know how to solve it. Once you solve it, you can get the value of n, which is nothing but the total number of books that he purchased. Now see, the total number of books cannot be negative. So after solving this, if you are getting some negative value of n, okay, please eliminate that. Okay, please eliminate that. Then only the positive one you have to consider, that will be the total number of books. So I hope now you know how to approach the word problems of quadratic equations. These problems are not enough, so I will suggest you to try a lot of questions based on quadratic. I just told you how to approach the questions, how to convert an English statement to a mathematical statement so that you can easily solve them. Okay, so I hope your concepts are clear in this regard. I hope you liked the video. Please share it. Do subscribe our channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Thank you.